Mental organization deemed it necessary to hold a report validation meeting for Northeast Development Commission Gender-Based Violence Service Providers Assessment and Mapping in Maiduguri. Here are more details of the story for Sunday Magazine. Gender-based violence is a societal problem with far-reaching effects on victims and their families, which is mostly not reported, as well as non-punitive measures taken against perpetrators. This report validation meeting, put together by Multi-Crisis Recovery Project MCRP in Borno, with series of presentations through the PowerPoint medium, is therefore aimed at minimizing as well as mitigating the potential risk of sexual exploitation and abuse, as well as other forms of gender-based violence that may arise during the implementation of the organization's core mandate, while describing the program as an opportunity to acquaint stakeholders on NEDC MCRP activities, in addition to discussing the importance of gender assessment and identification of other key drivers through national, states and local government levels advocacy. Organizers as well as participants at the event say involvement of main actors is indispensable to ensure that the final report and recommendations are relevant to policymakers and key service providers.
What we hope to achieve in the long run is that these findings that have shown a lot of gaps in the GBV response mechanism for Borno State is taken up by the government of Borno State, looking into all the different sectors, from health sector to law enforcement sector, social support services, and of course the work that the CSOs are doing to see how the state can be in position to ensure that survivor-centered services are available to GBV survivors across all of these sectors. Borno State is lucky that NEDC, through the MCRP project, has been able to do this GBV services provider mapping, and have identified all the problems and have put it together as a piece of evidence that can be taken further in mitigating and minimizing the consequences of gender-based violence in the state. This workshop had provided particularly a report by MCRP and NEDC, which was an explicit one, which has tackled all the major problems regarding this particular problem of GBV in the state. And I am sure if government will study the report, and if communities will also study the report, if the traditional institution will also key into this very important report, we are going to have a reduction in the case of gender-related crimes in the state.
Doing the GBV kind of a program as an actor is not an easy thing. It needs commitment, and then you must have passion for it, and you have to sacrifice both financially and your time. When you want to do the right thing, people don't like it. Like I said, we have to have the fear of God in anything that we're doing, so that when you see a girl is being raped, you assume, if it's your daughter, what would you do? And that is what inspires me. Anytime I have cases of GBV, I want to fight it to the logical conclusion.
To us, it's a very welcome development. We are going through the document. We are going to go through the document to ensure that if there is something left out, we make sure that it is incorporated into the document. And if there is something need to be expunged, we will make sure that it has been expunged so that it can address the needs of the society.
The critical stakeholders were able to confirm that the outcome is very accurate, and that they are looking at the ways and means of putting this research into proper perspective after cleaning, so that those in the policymakers and those in position of authorities will look at the report, see where it affects them, and then scale up in terms of improving the services they are to render to the community, or that are being rendered to the community.
The event featured review of the report presented, assessment findings, sector-specific findings, cross-cutting results, capacity assessment of first responders, review of the referral map and directories, challenges and recommendations, as well as comments. We say well done to Multi-Crisis Recovery Project for coming up with such a beautiful idea, and we hope the non-governmental organization will continue in that direction so that the issue of gender-based violence will soon become history. Let's move on now. In an effort to contribute its quota to the development of the education sector, Askira Uba Students Association ASUSA, University of Maiduguri chapter has launched free tutorial classes for senior secondary SS3, remedial, pre-ND and JAM students of Askira Uba local government area, launching the educational support initiative at the Ramat Polytechnic Maiduguri. ASUSA equally appealed for the establishment of higher institutions of learning in the area. Rebecca Baturi was there for Sunday Maxim.
The Askira Uba Students Association ASUSA University of Maiduguri UNIMED branch has gone beyond the normal aims and objectives of taking care of the welfare of its members, as it now seeks to complement government's efforts in uplifting education in the area, state and the country at large through imparting knowledge to their younger ones for them to be successful in their career later in life. It was in line with this that ASUSA UNIMED chapter launched the tutorial classes for senior secondary school students 3, remedial, pre-ND and JAM students of Askira Uba local government area in order to build their capacity. Director UNIMED Consultancy Unit, Professor Adamu Umar Zavama, also the grand patron of ASUSA, while appreciating the effort of the students for organizing the tutorial classes, pledged commitment to assist in mobilization of resources, logistics and fund for the achievement of this noble effort.
It's a very, very good initiative, and we will support it to the core. I have assured them that not only in Maiduguri, but places like Uba, Askira, Lassa will give them all the necessary support, will give them money, will give them logistics if they want. I want them to come up with a plan of action. What budget, what other things do they need, so that I will know the quantum of their requirements. I will talk to my friends and elders. Also, this thing will not just stop at tutorial for JAM, for SSE and all that. If you look around at home, you know, the only thing we have is the public schools, and they don't, do anything much. So we want to support public schools by organizing also extra classes in most of these primary schools. We'll identify village by village. I will ask them to identify village by village the students in higher institutions, their qualification, their areas of specialization, so that we can organize a program during this long vacation, so that as they go home, we'll give them support. We'll go and organize these primary schools so that they will have extra classes for these students.
Deputy Director Academics, Ramat Polytechnic Maiduguri, Dr. Modukabu Gazama, noted that ASUSA UNIMED has set the pace for Ramat Polytechnic to follow suit and assured support for the sustenance of the program.
We that have had the opportunity to be here has to make sure that all available resources at our place, we have to make use of it so that at least our children that are coming behind should be able to catch up with us.
President Askira Uba Students Association Aliu Usman expressed gratitude to God for the opportunity to be educated and thanked Governor Babagana Umar Zulum for giving priority to education.
Education is the backbone of knowledge. We must put hard together all the entire people of Borno State in order to support our people.
Some of the sons of Askira Uba area welcomed the initiative, promising to work for the success of the program.
My advice has always been everybody seek for knowledge. Knowledge can never be expensive. Education can never be expensive.
Educating the students will also qualify, will give us opportunity that our students will not even join the groups that at least will bring problem to our society.
We have stayed very carefully, selected those that will teach, who knows what to do and what is the syllabus is all about, so that they should understand what precisely they intend to do. And at the end of the day, we'll be very comfortable, everybody will be proud of us, and we, the organizers, will not fail them.
This program, we started here, we flag it here in Maiduguri, is now taken down to unit by unit, word by word, in order to achieve this.
3 hours in a week to deliver at least to give a free tutorial to our younger ones, and we believe that it will make impact. It will have impact and give and assist them academically.
The event also featured fundraising donation for the take-up of the tutorial classes.
A standing ovation for Askira Uba Students Association, University of Maiduguri chapter. What is now left, however, is for all the beneficiaries there to do what is expected of them towards making the association proud. Shehu of Bama, Shehu Umar Ibn Kyari Ibrahim El-Kenemi has appointed Abiso Gana Bama, a Director of Finance, Ministry of Local Government and Emirate Affairs, as Zanna Boguma of Bama. The royal father had advised the Budin traditional title holder to strictly abide by rules and regulations governing the Emirate Council in the discharge of his responsibilities. Iyamaji packaged it all for Sunday Maxon.
Presenting the letter of appointment as Zanna Boma Obama to Abiso Gana Soye, Director of Finance Ministry for Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Malakambar Obama observed that he was appointed by the Shehu Obama due to his human relations and tireless contributions to the socio-economic and political development of Bama Emirate Council and the state in general. Responding on behalf of the appointee, Engineer Babamala Kaigama appreciated the Shehu Obama for recognizing the contributions of Abiso Gana Soye to the Emirate Council and pledged to be loyal and dedicated to his duties.
Chichi Zanaboma Abiso Gana Soye Barandro Askamiana Alasha Gnazu Alasha Kozu Ala Lebama Rulefa Cho, ala nangrinya ma hera cho, ala neptune lefa hera cho. Kwero ande ngaunzun, bale ro ngaunzun, aude larda ngalwajina, shangalwazina, samma soro. Shizana Boma Pilina, kala unzuka psina, samma andedo ngaunzun na samma shiro die shiro. Ganamaro ni shehu sukin andero, kaufe kalbune kalsapi soro ande bozo ande shiro chidaniya. Kadro Zanna Boma Shiro Askirzina and they Kapsina Samo Shiro Askriana Alasha Alasha.
Professor Zarma, who translated the content of the appointment letter, thanked the royal father for appointing Abiso Gana Soye as Zanna Boma Obama and assured of their unflinching support to Bama Emirate Council.
Baranzu show Bama Wuro izini China Nyuro Wurmaki nya kala ben Zanna Boma de Nyuro China enga wari en kuro wolti ke chaye Nyuro Wurmaki kala num kilanzure are o kiletere daji lokton zukula da nya kala wannan mu ada wannan mu a hulu da abiya don lokton da ito wati tirin daji ngawo adiela daji Nyuro bara gungena.
An elder brother to the appointee commended Bama Emirate Council for bestowing confidence in his brother and placed their loyalty to the Shehu. The new Zanna Boma Obama, Abiso Gana Soye, who was overwhelmed by the appointment, thanked the Shehu Obama for giving him the appointment and assures to justify the competence reports in him.
Amnalo sana isa ya samma soro askriana ande sai soron gawo shewen kare bune ba ka usuba ande abuja ande botun doro yetima da ya wani ro tsirna zuriya ne ro wuro ro kai jido da alhamdulillah shiro askriana.
Zanna Bisosoye appreciated the effort of the State Commissioner for Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Sunmai Mele, and Governor Babagana Umar Azam for their support in restoring peace across the state.
Sunday Magazine is certain that the celebrant there has been found fit to occupy that traditional title. So, our best regards to Abiso Ganabama. Let us at this point bring you some weddings on the show. The desire of all parents is to witness the wedding of their children in a lifetime. So was the case of Alhaji Muhammad Rijia, a prominent Maiduguri-based business mogul, when his son, Sadiq, walked down the aisle with Fatima Mustafa Goni, who incidentally happens to be a neighbor of the groom. Do follow me now to the residences of the bride and groom in Old GRA, Maiduguri, for more on the wedding between the two lovebirds, Sadiq and Fatima. That was the officiation of marriage in line with Islamic rites between Sadiq Muhammad Rijia, a senior geoscientist working with Rift Oil Petroleum Company Limited, and Fatima Mustafa Goni, a final year student of Environmental Biology, University of Maiduguri. Imam Leisu Ibrahim Ahmed officiated the marriage, among other formalities, upon the payment of 10 gold coins as dowry. Shortly after, family members, friends, and well-wishers spoke to Sunday Magazine about their impression of the matrimony between Sadiq and Fatima.
My wishes to both the bride and the bridegroom is to stay in peace and harmony.
Allah ba su zaman lafiya a wurin da aka Allah sa an yi asa Allah ka kuro sai rasa duk Allah ya man sai rasa duk kuro haka da fere da kwanza da Allah sha baraz
Allah ya sa ta zauna lafiya da mijinta kuma ta yi biyayya kamar inda iyayensu mata suka yi.
Both of them have to be patient and they should not take out the differences to outside.
To always be patient, and then kindness is the key as well.
Sadiq is a good guy, and I know he has seen a good wife. Fatima is equally good, and what I wish for them is for them to be blessed.
Muna roƙon Allah, Allah ya haɗa kansu, Allah ya ba su zuriya mai kyau.
I only wish and hope that he will have a very successful marriage.
I wish him the very best life and marriage has to offer. Sadiq is actually a very nice person.
I'm sure he will do his possible best to see that he makes his wife happy and a better life for her.
Alar askarnyana kurjama mi odo nandero awara nyenan kara isana duk soro askarnyana
tada bara gila ala sayro na tunile wacho zombo ezanti andi ala arzu inza pallo sada ala kalewa sulailan saye ala sada
ya kalewa sulaina cinte sana sama sala sai kalewa sulain kala sala sayro na tunile fa yaro chodai
alhamdulillah ala sayro na tunile ya to sasambo ezanti kurman
ala sayro na tunile fa too. I wish them happy marriage life and prosperity. I'm wishing them all the best and a happy marriage life.
I wish them best of luck.
Zauro sandiro askin yana wanda dai ala sandiro na tuheria kada razu ala sandi za sasambe zante.
Muna musu fatan alkhairi kuma Allah ya ba su zaman lafiya.
Them a happy marriage life.
I wish them a happy marriage life.
Muna godiya Allah ya ba su zaman lafiya, Allah ya ba su zuriya tayyiba.
I wish her happy marital life.
I'm wishing them a happy marriage life.
Even though the marriage was low-keyed, Kanuri wedding is usually not unconnected with certain traditional activities.
Allah ya tabbatar musu da zaman lafiya, da Allah ya ba su yara mai albarka, kuma Allah ya bude musu hanyarsu na komi da komi.
Yorsa Fatima and Dorf Lezuna, Allah sayar naftin da lafa cho. Am do isa ne Allah sai akalewa slefa zaro sare. Alhamdulillah mun gode Allah mun gode jama'a.
A wedding day truly remains a memorable occasion in one's lifetime. As such, Sadiq and Fatima shared their feelings with Sunday Magazine.
We found
very useful for understanding each other, and we developed mutual respect for one another, loyalty for our relationship, and that is actually a foundation or the bedrock for our married life in the future.
Sadiq is so religious, understanding, and overall amazing person. He puts his all efforts in whatsoever he's doing. That's enough to qualify him as a noble life partner.
Conjugal bliss to Sadiq and Fatima, a geoscientist and an environmental biologist in the making. That's indeed a perfect match. And still on the matter, it was a unique wedding ceremony that many who graced the occasion described as one of its kind. That's talking about the conjugal bliss between the daughter of the registrar, Borno State University, Kashim Zanna Zara, and her choice for life, Muhammad Adamu Nura. Iyamaji was Sunday Magazine's eyes and ears at the residence of late Sir Kashim Ibrahim along Dendal Way, where it all happened.
Among the dignitaries that graced the wedding fatia of the grandchild of late Sir Kashim Ibrahim include Vice Chancellors of University of Maiduguri, Professor Aliyu Shugaba, and that of Borno State University, Professor Umar Kari Sandabi, Ambassador Kali Ghazali, top government functionaries, members of the State Executive Council, members of the academic communities of federal and state universities, as well as representatives of federal and state polytechnics. Also in attendance were people of Borno in diaspora, personalities from Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, Taraba, and other parts of the country, traditional title holders, religious leaders, politicians, as well as members of the business community, among others. The wedding formalities were conducted under the watchful eyes of the representatives of the bride and that of the groom, where the party proper was performed by the Chief Imam of Borno, Imam Zanna Laisi Ibrahim Ahmad, upon the payment of dowry in line with the Islamic tenets.
We look forward to a happy married life for the couple. We want to urge them to be patient with each other.
Request them to be tolerant to each other, appreciate each other, and always encourage each other.
Let them understand themselves and keep their secret.
My personal advice to the bride and the groom is to learn to live by the rules.
May God give them long-lasting life and peace in their marriage.
We pray to Almighty Allah to guide them and help them through.
Duk inda aka ce zo mu zauna zo mu saba ne. Allah ya ba su zaman lafiya.
The husband is a very, very lucky man. So let him take good care of our daughter.
Parent of the bride, Kashim Zanna, and his wife described the wedding as successful and thanked Almighty Allah for sparing their lives to witness the wedding ceremony of Zara and Nura, and advised the couple to copy from their marital life.
The wedding is a glorious success, and I wish the couple happy married life. And I want to advise that an issue such as marriage requires a lot of patience. In fact, more patience than people expect.
They maintain good relationship, then the bride should obey her husband.
I wish the couple a happy marriage life throughout the state.
My son, Muhammad, he's a very patient somebody. And I would still advise him to be very, very patient with his wife, her family, and the entire life.
Allah Ubangiji ya ba su zaman lafiya. Su zauna kamar mu ma yanda muka zauna muka tsufa har aka tafi aka bar mu. Ubangiji Allah ya ba su zaman lafiya.
Su kuma Allah Ubangiji ya ba su zaman lafiya. Allah ya kara musu, Allah ya hada arzikinsu da mijinta.
Allah sa sambuye zandi Allah sa ya hauro tafsiye.
Allah fanzura su din. Allah ya hada hankalinsu duk wanda suka zo bikin nan muna yi musu addu'a kowa ya koma lafiya.
I wish a happy married life. Allah ya ba su zaman lafiya.
The Guru Muhammad Adamu Nura, a lecturer with the University of Maiduguri, described his wife Zara as God sent and promised to build a happy home with his wife for the rest of their lives.
What attracted me to her is her personality and her good characters. And I'm really excited. It's a very wonderful decision that I've made.
I believed in his personality.
They try to live in peace and harmony. They try to be patient with each other. I wish them blessings and happiness and prosperity.
Luckily for us, he was able to get his choice in a prominent family, the family of Sir Kashim Ibrahim.
They should not disclose their secret to any outsider. They should make sure that they should agree and disagree.
I love you, baby. Say more about that. Yes, I can share. Yes, I can share. I'm moving again.
Sunday Magazine is equally elated that the dream of Muhammad and Zara is now a reality. We're not done with weddings on Sunday Magazine yet. Now listen to this one. Oba Hassan Alao Yusuf, the Mai Yoruba of Borno, welcomed hundreds to witness the blessed union of souls where two hearts became one as his daughter Faiza wedded her sweetheart Utatas here in Maiduguri. The ceremony on Saturday was preceded by Walima, where the Oba's daughter was recognized as Hafiza, meaning she has memorized the Holy Quran by heart. Abdul Zakari captured both occasions for Sunday Magazine.
It all began on Friday when Faiza Hassan Yusuf, daughter of Mai Yoruba of Borno, Alhaji Hassan Alao Yusuf, recited the Holy Quran for guests and family, as she was recognized as Hafiza, someone who memorized the entire holy book. Witnesses to the outstanding achievement, including her teacher, summarized that her achievement will be a wonderful protector and guide as she enters her matrimonial home the following day. On Saturday, special advisors to the governor, permanent secretaries, government house officials, community elders and leaders, and the entire Yoruba Council chiefs were but a few of the dignitaries present to witness the wedding Fatiha of Utatas, Suleiman Ilyas, and Faiza Hassan Yusuf. The ceremony took place at residence of the Mai Yoruba of Borno, and prayers and best wishes for the happy couple were abound.
I pray that God will bless their marriage, God will uplift them, and indeed all marriages conducted around the world. May Allah bless the husband. Now that he married our daughter, may he progress in whatever he's doing.
Let them be patient with each other, and they should respect the Sunnah of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I wish them very happy and fruitful stay at their matrimonial home.
May Allah guide them aright. May Allah bless the husband to be able to do what Islam, what has ordained on the husband. And may Allah guide the wife to abide with the trust which the husband will have upon her.
They should be patient with one another. They should know that they are starting a new life, and in a new life there should be a lot of patience and tolerance.
What everybody prays normally for newlyweds, that they will have peace in their home, that there will be progress, and that the fruit of marriage, the blessings of marriage, which are children, will be granted unto them, and that in everything they do, they will always remain friends of each other.
Allah ya basu zaman lafiya. Allah ya sa gidanta ne. Allah kuma ya basu zuriya mai albarka. Ina kuma ba ta shawara ta rike mijinta. Ta bi mijinta sau da kafa. Abinda mijinta ba ya so kar ta kuskura ta yi. Saboda mace mai albarka ba ta wuce ba maganan bakin mijinta.
Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful for my parents. I'm really grateful. They have done a lot for me. I can't repay them. I can never do that, but alhamdulillah.
Immediately after the ceremony, a reception followed at Amani Hall, where, although it was a Yoruba marriage, Igbos, Hausa, Kanuri, Fulani, and over 10 other ethnic groups joined the festivities, proving that there is unity in diversity. Sunday Magazine can attest that it took the better part of an hour to conclude introductions of prominent Yoruba sons and daughters that graced the occasion from across Nigeria, who all couldn't thank their hosts enough and wish the happy couple the best of married life. Oba Alhaji Hassan Allah Yusuf spoke to Sunday Magazine about his joy at witnessing such an occasion.
I want to start by thanking God, the Almighty, for giving us the opportunity to be alive today, to witness the wedding of one of our daughters. I want to use this opportunity to thank all those that came to witness the wedding Fatia, Eminence, the Sheikh of Borno, who has sent a very high-powered delegation led by the Waziri of Borno, His Excellency, Mr. Obagana Umar Zulum. Honestly, I will say I am overwhelmed and happy.
The happy celebration was described by many as one of the mightiest days in the history of their lives, and they prayed it is the first of such holy and most generous days for the happy couple.
Otatas and Faiza, your marriage is blessed already, and a big congratulations too to the Mai Yoruba of Borno. And still on the matter, wedding galore continues in Maiduguri city with series of marriages contracted last week. This time, the Makinta of Borno and member Borno Emirate Council, Mohammed Makinta, again gathered personalities to witness another wedding ceremony. This time came the turn of his younger sister, Inna Abacha Inan. Iyomaji is on top of this big story for Sunday Magazine.
That was the family residence of Alhaji Mohammed Makinta of Borno Emirate Council here in Maiduguri, where prominent personalities converged to witness the wedding ceremony of two life partners, Inna Abacha Inana, a staff of National Hajj Commission, and Ajagana Ali of Borno State University. The wedding fatia was officiated by the Chief Imam of Borno, Imam Zana Laisi Ibrahim Ahmad, opened the agreement and payment of 10 gold coins as dowry, where Dr. Abba Makinta stood in for the bride's family. Family, friends, relatives, and well-wishers described the wedding as eventful and advised the couple to live in happy matrimonial life.
Kanda kama kwa ya chaman lamar sama babu kaidi kam kaidi badi raksu yalla sabsu gozu lejin bawo wa sai ragu in mambe shi kwade hakki yallan zai adine hudu tartib adine hudu sarrafa zina idero kamun za hudu ngala ro
annan karo shin mukon no kwanza za sidigul ja legul ja kwalzi dai ala naptikele wasuru ala sasamboye zante.
The bride is someone that is very religious, very focused. She's always focused on her goals. Alhamdulillah, I think that's one of the things that led her up to this point.
Amarya sai kanadi, kira wuce ba sai kanadi, fata kwaya na ibada sai kanadi.
The bride Inna, while expressing her feelings to Sunday Magazine, described the ceremony as unprecedented and thanks her parents for their kind support and moral upbringing, as well as the successful wedding.
Another feat there for the family of the Makinta of Borno. Sunday Magazine is also rejoicing with the family there, especially with the latest bride in town, Inna Abacha Inan. Away from weddings now, creativity is always what leads to innovation, as young stars in Borno are not left behind in contributing their quota to the world of science and technology. Now, do you remember the young and talented inventor of electric and solar-powered vehicles? This time, another inventor made a breakthrough by inventing a drone technology here in Maiduguri. Umaru Kirawa, we can't wait to hear that.
Technology over the years changes with significant innovations by trailblazers across the globe, all to ease human existence and day-to-day activities. This was the story of the young and talented Ali Hassan Kari, a final-year undergraduate student of Physics Department, University of Maiduguri, who invented a drone technology in Borno that can fly 3 kilometers. The Kaga-born Ali Hassan Kari, while explaining the features of the latest technology in the drone world, identified some host of advantages of the technology in surveillance, improved camera shot, among others.
I started this invention since 2016 when I was in diploma in Ramat Polytechnic at mechanical engineering, During that time, so, I have so much fun in inventing something new which can fly.
Ali Hassan Kari was said to have developed interest in technologies that can fly since he was a child and started pursuing his career with keen interest.
Giving up is a sign of weakness. So if you intend to do something, just go straight to it, point and complete it.
The inventor used local materials like carbon paper, aluminium and other materials which he described as not qualitative, but when given the needed support, he will improve the technology to realize his dreams for the betterment of humanity.
I started biohybrids, then I have other one, which is turbine jet engine. If you hear the sound just like a real jet engine, but it is not. If you combine 3 or 4 together, it can lift you up, But this cannot be done without a capital. So then I have one again, like free energy, which is can use magnetic, permanent magnet to produce power.
There is no doubt that supporting such kind of initiative will not only stimulate the enormous potentials of youngsters, but will directly challenge the growing rate of unemployment in the society.
There is more to come. So as long as the capital is I can continue with that.
Wow, that discovery made by Ali Hassan Kari clearly demonstrates that Borno is naturally endowed in the area of science and technology. So we're expecting to see another young inventor just like Ali in no distant time. Let's move on now. New communication technologies from an intellectual debate by 2 foremost professors of communication, Etiel de Solapool and Professor Emeritus of Communication, Herbert Skiller, came 2 words: freedom and domination. Decades later, social media is providing answers to the dichotomies in the continuing argument over the good and the bad of the fast-growing communication superhighway in the lives of our youth, especially those in educational institutions. Benjamin Moses examines impact of social media among learners for Sunday Magazine.
Social media are digital channels of communication that facilitate sharing of information, ideas, interests for mutual benefit among members of the society. The like of Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, among others, has gradually become an avenue where young persons devote their time and other resources. The social media lifestyle has grown to become a disturbing phenomenon, as its effect is seen in their spiritual, social, and academic endeavors, both negatively or positively. The Digital Student Affairs Advice Nigeria Youth says some of the platform has been created for the purpose of studies, not to use them by chatting with friends while lecture is going on in the class. Also when they are supposed to relax, but instead go into their social media platform.
Students nowadays using social media in a negative form. All these social medias were being formed for a particular purposes. But the reverse is the case.
In the positive aspect, those that are using social media should go into social media to at least in a form of conducting research. But most of the time, the student goes for the negative aspect.
The Guidance and Counseling Coordinator, Sir Kashim College of Education, Dr. Bichu Gulawala, says when it comes to social media, it has significant effect on Nigerian. Valuable time for studying their book in the library is wasted online.
They need to organize their time. They have time for study. They have time to go through the social media. They should have time for spiritual affairs. When they plan their time, with this, they will succeed.
Some youth and students who spoke to NTA confess that it takes much of their time for entertainment.
Su bari chatting, su sa hankali ga karatu, gobe su ne za su zama manya a kasan nan.
Su dinga sanin me za su doka, me za su saka. Idan baka yi hankali ba, zai taba rayuwanka har zuwa mutuwanka.
And my advice for them is that whether they will do it, they should do it stop. They should not always do it. It should affect their academic.
It is clear that most youths, especially undergraduates, have lost control over social media usage by converting what it actually meant for.
That's true, Benjamin. Sunday Maxine is urging all social media users, especially our youths, to make the best use of it, considering the enormous advantages abound. Now, the virtually 13 years of Boko Haram insurgency causing destruction to infrastructure and every aspect of human lives affected socio-economic development of Borno State in a substantial manner, with major setback in agriculture, especially fishing and farming, which are the main sources of livelihood of the people. The good news, however, is counter-insurgency operations have given ground for post-insurgency recovery programs initiated by federal and state governments as well as development partners investing billions of naira as normalcy gradually returns to many parts of the once devastated area. Memuna Garba, it's your turn tonight.
The Lake Chad provided livelihood for over 30 million people among nations sharing the water serves as major hub for fishing, processing, drying and selling, a major preoccupation of people of northern and central Borno. The Lake Chad tributary rivers and Lake Alo near Maiduguri provided job opportunities for over 1 million fishermen, artisans, laborers and fish merchants from different parts of Nigeria. In addition to Doro and Baga town fish markets on the shores of the Lake Chad, the booming saw the creation of Baga fish market within Maiduguri, the economic hub of Borno, one of the largest fish market in West Africa, as it serves as clearinghouse supplying fish to all states of the Federation and beyond. This was shattered by the Boko Haram crisis that snowballed into occupation of parts of northern Borno, including Baga town by the insurgents in 2015, which affected fish farming and business in the state.
About 19 varieties of fish in this market. But when the crisis comes, it affects us a lot because there has not been fishing in the shore of Lake Chad. As you can see now that things have started returning back to life, you can see how the market now is. People are now excited doing their business. In a week, we can get 3 or 4 trucks coming into this market. It is not as much as we want, but gradually this thing will come back to its life.
Duk gari ya waya kifi muna samu hanya da an bude amma kullum mutane su samu zuwa din manguno ne bakin sa ba gadin da ainihin abun time to time ne.
The hospitable nature of Borno citizenry not only promoted the trans-Saharan trade, but led to the accommodation of people from across the Federation, as well as neighboring countries of Chad, Cameroon and Niger, who come to transact business. Hence, it was tagged Home of Peace before the Boko Haram crisis shattered the camp.
Culture of accommodation, the culture of love and protection, the culture of respecting whoever is your visitor, attract so many people to Maiduguri. We have a culture that will never discriminate. And once you feel that you are not discriminated, then you become attracted. Our marriages, if you check out,
you find that in our homes there were so many, all the tribes in this country. We have married their daughters, they have married our sons, and we are living in peace and harmony.
The relative peace being enjoyed now in the state has paved way for commercial and business activities to thrive once more as the citizenry go about their legitimate activities.
Borno has been a very vibrant state economically. Bordering 3 African states, we were the gateway to the outside Nigeria, to South, Central, East Africa. Goods are transported from Maiduguri to that place. And if you go to our markets in the city, like the Monde market, like the Gamboru market, like the Baga Motor Park and so on, it was a beehive of activities prior to the insurgency. Today, these places are just ghosts of their former selves. Well, thank God, peace is being and security is being restored gradually. In Maiduguri particularly, economic activities have started picking up.
The collaborative effort of both the federal and state government has helped in rebuilding process and reconstruction of destroyed communities, a development that assisted in voluntary relocation of displaced people to their places of abode.
It spans across all the localities. I think majority of the projects are sited in rural communities just to give effort to the resettlement and relocation drive that the government has given a lot of priority to it, so that, for Borno to move ahead, for Borno to restore its dignity, restore its fame as a home of peace, we have to look at all these critical issues, critical infrastructure, critical market area. Government is working even hard to see that in the regional stability programs that we have around the Lake Chad region, he is trying to strongly re-establish and reactivate the Banki trade corridor. The same thing with borders that we have with Niger, the fishing activity, the reactivation of the activities around the Lake Chad region.
If you destroy something which has been built for over 200 years by all the people, including the government, you can imagine how much should be the cost. How much is the cost of one school? How much is the cost of one clinic, let alone hospital? How much is the cost of one barracks, police barracks, army barracks? So the cost will be in the region of trillions of naira.
Borno State, with support of the federal government and development partners, is not relenting in ensuring that infrastructures are well reconstructed in all affected communities for the overall development of the areas.
Of course, Maimuna, you can say that again. And Sunday Magazine, on its part, will continue to appreciate concerned individuals, especially our security organizations, for the frantic efforts being made to restore lasting peace to Borno and other crisis-affected communities. Let's all keep our fingers crossed that Borno shall rise again. Now, listen to this one. 16-year-old Mustafa Ali Adam, suffering from a facial deformity called neurofibromatosis type 1, has made a passionate appeal to the public to assist him financially to enable him undergo multiple surgeries in order to regain his health. Plastic surgeons are ready to give Mustafa their best to help turn around his medical condition with your kind support for the surgery to be a reality. I have this SOS, meaning Save Our Soul story, for Sunday Magazine. Mustafa Ali Abadam, a resident of Gomari Costin of Maiduguri Metropolis, has been battling with this health condition on his face since childhood, which has continued to affect him physically, psychologically, and mentally, according to information made available to NTA News. A diagnosis carried out by the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital on the patient revealed that Mustafa is suffering from a congenital anomaly called neurofibromatosis type 1. A letter signed by consultant plastic, reconstructive and aesthetic surgeon Dr. Kefas Mbaya, as well as chairman Medical Advisory Committee Professor MB Sandabe, both of the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, indicates that an estimated sum of 492,105 naira is required to carry out multiple surgeries towards correcting the deformity. Unfortunately, Mustafa's family cannot afford to foot the medical bills, hence soliciting financial support from kind-hearted individuals.
Yanzu idan ya fara min ciwo ina jin, amma idan bai fara min ciwo ba na jin komai. Kawai zafi nake yi. Ina son taimako, an min taimako. Ina son an min taimako, an min aiki. Saboda babana bai da karfin shi in ci gaba da karatuna.
Anyone willing to assist can contact NTA Maiduguri Newsroom or call this GSM number 090-1978-8464. So touching and pathetic, isn't it? But the bottom line is, let's all contribute our widow's mite towards assisting Mustafa to regain his health. And just before we leave you on Sunday Maxim, to remember that you can watch most of our programs via YouTube by simply subscribing to NTA Maiduguri Channel 10. Let's do it again, same time next week. I remain your regular uncle, Abubakar Musa. Do have a good night.